Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 41 of A Wild Podcast Has Appeared, the official Pokemon podcast of Comicbook.com. I am your host, Jim Viscardi, and Megan Peters is back.
Hooray!
The trio is here.
We were united.
We missed you last week.
You know what I just truly realized? We are like the original trio, because I'm Misty, obsessed with Vaporeon. You two get to duke it out over who's Ash and who's Brock.
Well, he's the one who's got the Geodude obsession.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this also fits because Hoffer is the tried and true Poke journalist here.
Yeah.
If there were going to be an Ash, it would be you. So how do you feel being perpetually 12 years old?
Well, you know, it
Story
matches my
of
inner
Christian's
child.
life.
There we go.
I was going to say, do you see what's behind me?
Enough said.
If you are new to the show, you guessed it, we cover all things Pokemon, whether it's the games, both the trading card, mobile, and console variety. We cover the anime, the manga, and we cover a whole bunch of Pokemon stuff. So
Yes.
the show's broken up into 3 parts. First part, we hit you really quick with the news of the week. Then we do a bit of a deep dive discussion into one of the bigger topics of the week. And then at the very end, Christian gives us the Pokemon fact of the week, which has quickly become, in the almost year that we've been doing this, everyone's favorite thing.
That's true. The demands are intense.
Yeah, they are. They really are. Bunch of things to talk about. Pokemon Home. We've got some Pokemon Go news, some anime news, and then our deep dive. We're going to talk about Twilight Wings, and kind of go from there, I guess.
Lots of anime to talk about. Some interesting anime.
A lot of anime to talk about.
Yeah, it was
I'm
a
in my
very
element.
anime-heavy week.
Yes, I'm very much in my element, guys. This is excellent.
So, Pokemon Home has been out for about a week,
Yes.
and go.
Most important news,
Yep.
I completed my National not my National Pokedex, my Galar Pokedex, thanks to Pokemon Home.
Look at
So,
you.
What did you
Yeah.
do? You end up moving stuff from Go over? Or?
yeah, not from Go, from a
from-
few of my older games. So there's like 3 Pokemon I was missing, and I was able to basically trade some Pokemon that aren't currently available in Sword and Shield on Home for those 3 species I needed, and then I just moved them over. So that was nice. And I moved my Lucario from X and Y into the game, so I wouldn't have to deal with that whole evolve Ryulu with high friendship during the day. That's just a pain in the ass because I only play at night. So, so I was like, screw this. Just toss them in there. So yeah, I got my shiny charm. So, most important news, good podcast, guys. I'll see you all next week.
I was to say, I love how you went through all of that effort just to accommodate your circadian rhythm.
But here's the thing. Christian has a shiny charm and the Japanese Ditto. So if there are any shinies that we need, all we got to do is just go to Hoffer and be like, yo, I want this.
Yeah, we can start
a shiny farm.
You are
we
a
could- we
shiny
could-
factory.
We could start a shiny farm in which people make predictions on how many eggs it takes for me to actually get one of these shinies. Because it took me a full, basically 4-day weekend to get a shiny Jangmo. And that was a lot of man hours spent. I'm not gonna lie.
Why that one?
Yeah.
I was looking for one to start off with, and I was like, I never actually got the fully evolved version in Sun and Moon. So I was like, yeah, I'll go and start with a shiny with this. That was a mistake because it's the longest. It takes the most steps to hatch an egg. So it literally took me, it was a running joke around the house this weekend. On Monday, me and I stayed home because it was a bank holiday, and I kept my son home. So me and my son are sitting there, and every time an egg would hatch, we'd both go, and we did that for 6 hours.
I mean, true father-son bonding. In 20 years, this will be a story that
He's
dad
going to remember
mentions
that
to you.
time.
Some kids go fishing, literally fishing, and then some kids are here with their dad for 6 hours, going,
And he'd get ticked at me whenever I didn't do it because I was cycling through I think we were at somewhere 300 eggs.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty bad.
I mean, I at least admire your dedication.
Yeah, I am a committed. This brings me up to 15 shiny species that I have in the main Pokemon games.
Nice.
So I did manage to get all my other ones transferred over. So that's nice. But enough about my shiny habits. Let's talk about some actual news.
So, for those of you who finish or have a full living Pokedex, you get a
Yeah.
special prize.
You do. The original color Magiarna. This is the little robot mythical Pokemon, the first artificial Pokemon. The original color variant was never actually released before this. We've known it existed. It dates back to Sun and Moon, I believe. Yeah, it's one of the Sun and Moon mythicals. But they never released it for whatever reason until now. But you do need to have the full living National Pokedex. It's not just enough to have the full National Pokedex registered on Pokemon Home. You need to have all 890 species in Pokemon Home. And then people still haven't entirely figured out how this works. So apparently it's a little bit glitchy. So Joe Merrick over at Cerebi figured out that if you have a full living Pokedex and it's still not showing up, you have to move all your Pokemon one box to the left or right, and then move them back in order to unlock it.
Oh
so
my God, that sounds.
it's a little bit of a pain in the butt.
Okay, I was about to say you couldn't pay me enough to do it. You could pay me enough to do that, but
Well, you can
it just sounds.
do it.
I know there's a more manual process that you don't have to do 800 clicks, but also
Yeah.
just looking at the updated maps of how to transfer all of your Pokemon. Some of the equipment you need to do it does
Some of
not
it-
even exist anymore, or it's very difficult to find.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I was on eBay this weekend just trying to be
How much does a Game Boy Advance cost?
I still have all my consoles and cables and connectors, but I guess my issue is I don't have the patience. I just looking at that chart, I could not
It's a-
fathom. I could not fathom trying to do
Well, that's
that.
why.
So,
I mean, look, if someone made it that far to transfer all of their Pokemon into home,
Yeah.
moving them all over a box and then back over again, they're close enough.
Yeah.
Well, the people, okay, you have to understand, the people who are actually transferring these things over have already completed every step up to
Probably, yeah.
transferring them into Pokemon Bank.
Yep.
These are into Pokemon Home. These things were already in Pokemon Bank a long time ago.
that makes
I don't think, I think that we're the exception of, and I'm sure there are people like that out there who, were lapsed players or became super casual at some point and now have gotten really back into the game, but I feel like that is a small minority compared to either the people who have been transferring their Pokemon from game to game to game forever and ever and ever, or the people who just don't care.
Yeah.
I just can't understand.
Yeah.
I just also want to know what specifically Pokemon Home's usage numbers look like now. I want to know specifically how many people
I would imagine
are
it's pretty high.
transferring.
Well, I can tell you how many trades there are. As of this moment, there have been 2.58 million trades
Wow.
on Pokemon Home. I've contributed at least 1,000.
That's not, I mean, that is pretty good. I mean, when you break it down and you're transferring that many, I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But, man, I wish I was that dedicated because, I still have all my games and they're not all fully complete. If I was really determined, I could boot up the old Game Boy Color and finish up some of those old things I didn't do when I was 6 or 7. But, man, kudos to anybody who has unlocked this mythical Pokemon Color variant because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
deserve it.
Well, I realized I was going through. I did all my Pokemon Home stuff transfers over the weekend. I had to dig out my 3DS and 2DS in order to do it all. But I realized, despite the fact that I've gotten the cards for the last 3 mythical Pokemon, Never put them in. Those quits are useless now. I was like, I suck. I was like, oh, come on. Like,
You
what
had
is
it
wrong with
and you
me?
let it pass you by.
So it's going to be a few years till I get those. So
Nice.
I won't be seeing this original color anytime soon.
Rip.
On the mythical Pokemon front, we talked about it a little bit last week, but we finally got a full silhouette of the new mythical Pokemon coming to Sword and Shield.
Yeah, it's a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited to see this thing pop up in the anime because it's just going to be like the most intense thing in Coco. Also,
Yeah.
it makes sense
Also-
because everything we saw in Coco was in like a jungle, wild forest area. Makes sense if there's like.
Do we need another monkey, though?
I don't think they honestly care what we think.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, it feels a little weird because of Grookey, just coming out now.
Being
But,
such a
this
big
is a
part of that, like...
Yeah, and then we had Passimian and Oranguru, the last generation. I don't think we had any monkeys in 6. In Generation 5, we had those really lame monkeys that nobody likes. The elemental monkeys. They suck. I'm sorry. They are like that was like the point where I'm like, Pokemon design team's not really trying here. Now are they? I hate those things. Like, I pass them up in Pokemon Go. I'm like, no, I'm not going to catch that. Go. Get out of here. But other than that, we haven't had a lot of monkeys. Also, we do need to issue a correction from last week's episode.
Yes.
We were reminded, Jim and I talked about how it'd be cool to get a grass-type mythical because we haven't had one since Celebi. Many people commented that we had forgotten Shaman, the adorable hedge pig.
Yeah.
That's a grass type. And
How
for that,
dare you.
we are re-apologize.
I only
profusely.
like my big hulking legendaries.
I'll guarantee
Not
you if I'd been
tiny.
in that show last week, I would have thrown a fit. Have you seen that adorable little flower crown hedgehog? You've seen how cute it is?
It is super adorable, and as an apology, Jim is going to fall on his sword here and quit the podcast in shame.
Wow.
And become a nomad. So, Jim, it's been really nice having you.
I feel like that is a bit of an extreme punishment,
Wow.
TBH.
I mean, that's how they do things. That's we apologize for mistakes, and then we quit and go into a life of destitution.
Well, in that
so, I mean-
news,
I didn't play Sun and Moon. You did. You should know.
It's not from Sun and Moon, Jim. See, another reason why you need to quit and shame. No, I actually have 2 shaman. That's like the worst part.
Which
about
game is
I
it
have-
from?
They were Gen 4 mythicals, I believe. So that would have been like the Pokemon Platinum era. Yeah, no, we screwed up. There's 890 species. You can't expect us to know all of them at all times. Sometimes we just
Megan would have
just
known.
miss one.
contrary to
Yeah,
popular
Megan-
belief, we do not have a giant chart in front of us that gives us the
I wish we
genealogy
did,
of all the
right?
Pokemon. Could you imagine? Does Pokemon Company have a wallpaper for that?
I
Because
remember-
I'm telling you what, I would wallpaper.
They
my
had
room with that.
when it first came out. They had a giant poster that had all 151 on there, and I loved that thing.
Yeah. I did have that, and then my childhood home caught on fire, and then it's burned in flames.
But we're laughing about it.
We can laugh. Everyone was fine. But I legitimately, if I had a house and they had a really cool Pokedex wallpaper to put in my office
That
slash nerd room.
that was kind of something like the original Stitch patterns.
Yeah,
but for wallpaper.
I don't think you understand how quickly I would do that. And this is coming from the person who has a deep-seated hatred for wallpaper.
Not gonna lie, now that I'm thinking about it, some of those patterns would make pretty good wallpaper.
Yeah. All right. Pokemon Company. I know you listen to us occasionally.
Get us the wallpaper.
Give me a wallpaper, even if it's just limited edition. I'll do it. I'm in the market. You got me.
Anyway, outside of the silhouette, that's basically all we know. Basically, it looks like a monkey, and it's coming soon.
Yeah, they'll
Yep.
debut it.
Yep.
It'll show up in the movie Coco, and then it'll appear in Sword and Shield.
Yep.
Yep. We'll find out more in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
We finally got to see Big Boy Pikachu. Finally.
It happened, guys.
But here's the thing. Okay, so we'll preface it with, in the anime, Ash's Pikachu can Gigantamax.
It
Of course he can.
Gigantamax.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course.
Why wouldn't he? It's the most powerful
is the
Pokemon
world's-
in the world.
Yeah, it's the
But
world's most powerful
Does
Pikachu.
that mean Ash's Pikachu came from the Galar region?
No. 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 All right, that was a good talk.
That's a fair question.
How is it a fair question? That's a dumb question.
I thought only Gigantamax Pokemon have to come from the Galar region.
No.
Because they are sensitive to the Dynamax energies.
All that means is that the Pokemon are sensitive to the Dynamax energies. That doesn't mean that they're from the region. It's just that it only works in Galar because the Dynamax energy is unique to the Galar region. Actually,
But I thought it was more
suppose-
like the Pokemon are based like all the Pokemon in the Galar region are, for all intents and purposes, radioactive because they've been around the energy for so long that's
I
why
don't
they
think
can.
that's been established at all.
So it could be.
I mean,
We're leaving that sliver of opportunity open here.
a lot of other some of your other dumb fan theories could also hypothetically, be accurate, but they're not.
I want to
So,
believe that
we can-
Ash's Pikachu is British.
Oh my god. Well, we've heard his voice before in the anime, and it
Yeah.
was not British.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
Unless he's
Yeah, you-
lost his British
called
accent over
a
the last
retcon.
20 years.
Although that could be the alternate universe Pikachu, because we've only technically heard the Pikachu from the I Choose You movie series.
That's true.
talk.
Hoffer is actually now bolstering your fan.
No, I'm playing a logic game. I'm connecting the dots.
Right.
We
And
do
all
this
my
all the
dots
time
connect.
in Comicbook.com.
All my
Oh.
dots
No.
connect.
You know how many times Jim has made me write about fan theories that I think are the biggest load of crock in the face of the planet? Like it happens like once every 3 months, and I get all grumpy on the group chat, and then I end up writing about it because I like money. So this is no different. This is just me spitballing here.
Well, hey, while y'all talk about weird fan theories, we can just go ahead and say my theory that Pikachu was going to Gigantamax was correct, and he came back chunkier than ever.
He was so huge. That was my favorite part.
I think not only was it just classic fat Pikachu, my favorite thing is how startled Pikachu was at
Yeah.
his largeness.
He was just like, whoa.
He was wobbling around. He tried to do a quick attack and quickly realized he could not move that fast. He was like, I'm gonna quick attack, and then he was like, can't move. It was, I think, probably the highlight for me. Aside from Pikachu and Ash's reaction to
Ash's
Pikachu,
reaction was priceless.
they were literally like, "Oh my gosh!" My favorite thing was when Pikachu used Iron Tail, and he was so fat he couldn't move his tail independently of itself, so he had to grab his tail and smash it on the ground repeatedly. I was crying in laughter. He is the absolute thickest boy I have ever seen. In my life.
It's so it's weird to me a bit because I didn't think that a Gigantamax Pikachu,
No.
I think it got big proportionally,
Yeah.
but not fat. Yep.
well,
start over.
now we know better.
I didn't think though that when Pikachu Gigantamaxed, that while yes, he is bigger, but I figured it would have been proportional, so he wouldn't necessarily be acting fat.
Nah.
If that makes sense.
I feel like he's the exception. I feel like that's the truth for every other Pokemon
Okay.
except Pikachu.
You know why? It's because
He's not
from
used
the
to all
Galar
of that
region.
energy
So he's
being
not used
within
to it.
him. But that
He's
was
not used to it.
that was oh my gosh, the moment when he was surrounded by the red light, Pikachu had this face on. He was like, what have I done? Everyone looked, even Leon, who goes by Dende in the anime, he was even like, oh no. It's like no one had ever seen a Pikachu Gigantamax before. And I was like, was Pikachu the first one?
They are just going to go gloss over the fact that Leon has a different name in this, right?
They do it with it's so annoying. I don't know. It doesn't. They're like, oh, well, this isn't canon, but it's canon, and then they just don't. Anyways, I just refer to him as Leon because he's Leon.
Yeah, I mean they'll change that. They'll change that in the English dub. Like, there's no way they're gonna continue to call Dende.
It'll be Leon,
He'll just change it to
and
Leon
it's fine,
because he's
but
freaking
I
Leon.
just
You know,
need everyone to go watch when he went.
If there
back.
was ever an episode to watch, like, we have been very big fans of this.
Yeah.
This is the episode you need to watch.
It's hilarious watching Pikachu try to like be agile and quick like usual, but he cannot move because he's so big. Oh my gosh. Godzilla is shaking somewhere.
All right, let's get to the last bit of news before we head on into our deep dive. Pokemon Go has fossil Pokemon only in 7K eggs.
yeah. So they changed it. They changed the egg pool yet again. This time now fossil Pokemon are only showing up. So Riolu, which is the big 7km Pokemon that everyone wants, is now appearing in 10km eggs again, because it originally did that, but you know. So it's all sorts of weird. So the kind of like the big-ish news is that the new fossil Pokemon from the Unova region are popping up in these eggs. So go and
Your
get the
enthusiasm is
7-kilometer
truly
eggs if
stunning,
you want them.
Oh gosh.
I am really sick and tired of the constant changes to the 7-kilometer eggs. Like, I like playing Pokemon Go. It's a nice, fun, casual thing to do. But by God, pick an egg pool and stick to it. Like, it just ticks me off because, you know, it's a blatant money grab. It's annoying. Like, I hate that it's been over a year and I still don't have a Riolu or a Lucario, because they stick them in these stupid 7-kilometer eggs, and they're impossible to find. Like, you know, there's like a 1% chance of getting them, and I'm sorry, I don't walk 200 kilometers a week. I don't even know what 200 kilometers relates to. So it's
I'm just gonna say
dumb.
this. I
It
did not
sucks.
know it was that
It's
rare to get a
stupid, and I'm sick of
Riolu
it.
because I have 2 of them that I've hatched.
Oh,
Like, I really didn't know they were that rare, so I don't have the same anger that you have. Also, I wasn't even aware that they were limited to the 7-kilometer eggs, but you know what? I'll accept it.
Well, they've changed it. It was originally both in 10 kilometer and 7 kilometers, and then recently it was only in 7 kilometers, and now it's only 10 kilometers. It's like, make up your freaking minds. Like, who's in charge of the Pokemon Go egg pool? And like, are you just letting a bunch of monkeys do it or something like that? You know, are they just spinning
hey,
the random
you can try
wheel?
to
Like,
find it. Go
this
on
is what we're
LinkedIn,
doing. It's
search
nuts.
Pokemon Go
this has
School
been
Director.
this has been your monthly Christian Hoffer rant.
Yes. Yes. We almost made it through February without me going off, but it just,
All right. Well, when
wasn't
we get
meant to
back, we're going to talk
happen,
about
guys. I'm
Twilight
sorry.
Wings, the other Pokemon anime that is taking place in the world of not Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. When we get back. All right. Twilight Wings episode 2. Twilight Wings episode 2. Another. I know there's only been 2, but these are way too touchy-feely for me.
They're so good.
I mean, it's I think it's the look of the anime.
they're beautiful.
But I don't mean touchy-feely in the bad way. I mean, like, I experience a lot of feelings having watched both of them.
Yes, they're very
Because
layered and emotional.
They're gorgeous. The score in them is just like, bull. Like, that's what really, like, freaking gets me. And it's just, I don't know. It's like, just even watching. Okay, sorry. Back up a little bit.
Yes, please. You're just already gushing.
This week's episode followed B,
Yes.
who is the Stow-on side trainer in Sword,
Yes.
who you saw in the first episode get beat by Leon and his Charizard.
Yes. She was kind of taken to town.
Yes.
Yes.
And so she is in a Corviknight air taxi, gets dropped off in the middle of a desert forgets her phone in the taxi, which we will come back to. Forgets her phone.
I mean,
she gets
most relatable thing ever.
The dude is like, "Hey, are you sure you want to be out here?" And she throws her Pokeballs up in the air, and a Machamp, and Machoke all come out of it. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going training."
Yeah. They go to like the wild area. So at this point, if you're listening and you haven't watched it yet, like stop and then watch the episode.
Oh yeah, sorry, spoilers. There's no real plot to these things. These are very much just like short story.
Oh yeah, they're very vignette-y. Yeah, they're very anecdotal.
Yeah,
Just call it a vignette.
It's like a vignette.
Very vignette-y kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, vignette. Okay. I thought you were saying
with
vignette
a Y
as
tacked on.
vignette, and I was like,
Turn it into an adjective.
I took
you need to
vignette.
have a talk, man.
I took vignette, the noun, and made it into
made it.
like a descriptor.
Okay,
Vignette.
perfect. Sorry.
There was an M dash or a dash in there if you could.
She gets dropped off in the desert area of the wild area. Gets stuck in a cave, and feels bad.
Yeah. You glossed over the
She
fact
beats up a Rhydon with
that
her
a
hands. Like, you glossed over. Like, the most
Rhydon
important
comes
thing.
out of
She's
the
got
crack
a
of a
freaking
cavern
death
in
wish.
like a full-on like sandstorm. And the first thing B does isn't, oh, well, let's run away. Let me send out my 3 Pokemon right here to fight it. She beats them to the Rhydon.
She is
Fist
determined
lying.
to win. Now, here's the thing. Megan and I. Okay, so all right. So
No,
Christian
she's
has
determined to die.
Fatalistic ideas of what she's doing.
Well, Christian has an opinion about B. But here's the thing. Megan and I both played Shield.
Yeah.
So we don't know
Yeah.
what B's personality is actually like in the game.
Yeah, I have no idea.
In just watching this, she feels like she is someone who is she's very determined to win. She is basically one of those people who she probably got on Instagram, and the only thing she posts are workout photos.
True. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Jim's
And
Yeah, accurate.
and like inspirational
Accurate.
quotes and stuff about like pushing yourself to be better.
She is Goku.
Is that what she is like in the game?
Yeah, basically. I mean, she doesn't have any like Sam Darnold moments where she's seeing ghosts on the battlefield. I need you to appreciate that one, Jim. In sports references that only you and I will get. So she like freaks out about seeing Leon and then goes into full like, I need to have a death match with a Rhydon, which was ridiculous. I mean, she's pretty. Yeah, she's determined. Like, I didn't mind that. I just it's like, listen, kid, if you want to go and die in a desert, that is your business. But leave the poor Machamp at home. Like, what did Machamp do to deserve all this? Like, all Machamp wants is to feed this girl a freaking candy bar. And, like, she's like, no, I need to go and train against a Machamp. Come on, Machamp, fight me. And Machamp's like, I literally am a martial arts expert, and I can throw things miles with my hands. And she's like, fight me, dang it. And like Machamp like goes and like punches her, and she's like, "Ah, you broke my arm!" And Machamp's like, "What do you think's gonna happen here? I'm a Pokemon that's literally made of muscle. Like, have you read
Nobody
any of my
reads those Pokedex entries."
And she's like, "No time to do Pokedex entries." It's like, must train. Let's go and hide in a cave. Oh, it collapsed.
Because
Yes.
like now I'm
so. If you a super quick recap of the first episode. First episode basically is with a sick kid who presumably is in a hospital.
Yes.
Watching Leon and B fight. Chairman Rose comes to visit. The kid wants nothing more than just to meet them, and then Chairman Rose takes off in his Corviknight air taxi.
Yes.
This starts though, and Chairman Rose is talking about B and having lost and whatnot.
Yeah.
They are not related, correct?
No, but I mean, he just keeps tabs on all of.
Oh, that's what I
gym
thought.
champions, yeah.
But
no.
okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
But part of me was
her
like, wait a minute,
boss.
it's like she her kid or something? And then I was like, well, probably not, but I'm going to ask anyway. Okay, so that is clear.
Yes.
So the connecting from episode 1 to episode 2, not only is it just focusing on B, but is the Rose aspect of it, who is talking about B and her, she apparently does this often, because that's what Rose alludes to. She's like, yep, she's going off on a vision quest again, because
and you also get
she
to
just
see
can't
that
beat Leon.
And you also get to see a little postcard that the sick boy made for Chairman Rose and Leon. I mean, it's a really quick thing, but it's nice to know that there's like that inner continuity, but they're still very much like standalone.
Yep.
You can watch whatever you want. But I know at the end of this, I mean, there's a very emotional, I don't know, there's an emotional moment in a cave, and there's some crystals and some tears. And
like she's like
die.
we have to find another way out, and she gets to this point where it looks like she passes out, but she doesn't, and then all these crystals appear, and she's like, oh my god, I've been such a terrible trainer. Goes back, apologizes, is about to eat the candy, finally eat the candy bar that Machamp gives her, and then notices that there's some light reflecting on it, and she's like, I'm gonna do this, and tries to like pull the rocks off. And then realizes that she almost freaking makes the entire cave collapse on her. Then so her team comes to her and she's like, you idiot. I gotta hold these up now. And then they get out. But then they get out and this would never happen.
No.
Corviknight Taxi Man shows up and like, I've been looking all over for you.
You left your phone.
You left your phone.
That's
Here it is.
absolutely not what would happen.
Never happen.
Yeah, that phone's
that
already
thing
gone.
would have already
It's
been
gone.
pawned off.
Yeah.
Probably at Spikemouth City. Like, how much can I get for this phone?
Yeah,
we'll give you like 40 Poke coins. Deal.
Even with how absurd this episode sounds, and with how we all have just described it, it is still, crazily enough, oddly emotional and touching.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like such a good, like, I mean, the score, the swelling moments, there's some
good show.
amazing artwork of the wild area. It really makes you like understand how terrifying the wild area is. Like, I'm just gonna, it'd be like if you were in New York, got off a taxi, and you walk down Side Street, and there's a ride-on. Like, what do you do at that point? Like, what do you do?
Crazily enough, I know where exactly in the wild area
with your
she
bare
is because of where that
hands.
ride-on spawns. It's on that. I can't remember the name of the various areas of the wild area right now, but it's that like southern, that like southwestern point, past the bridge where the desert area kind of starts.
Yeah,
right there.
So she's.
Yeah, I'm just very impressed.
Okay.
Also, at the end, we do get a little snippet of Hop watching TV, and his Wooloo literally has no interest in what he's doing. Wooloo's like falling asleep and like drifting away, and Hop's like, oh my god, Wooloo. Wooloo's like, I'm out. I'm done with this.
Which has me excited for the next episode to follow Hop, because I really like Hop.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing about Hop having watched the battle or something, and him being like, I gotta go, I gotta trade, and then he's going to have like 12 different existential crises before the episode's over.
And then the series will end with Hop beating the sick kid and finding his self-worth.
Hoffer!
And then the kid
Jesus,
dies.
Hoffer!
You're in a very dark mood today.
Look, I get it.
Just saying.
We don't like
I'm always in a dark mood, Megan.
Rose, Chairman Rose, right? And so we have said before that, when we talked about the first episode, that we do not appreciate the humanization of Rose, given what we know about that crazy madman. Mm-hmm. But still a touching moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still a touching moment, and also he needs to get a haircut. That weird asymmetric thing needs to go, man. Needs to go. Like when he does like a hair flip and starts like twirling it, and it's like Elena, this is on you. Like
Elena in both of these, like she
assistant.
just looks
that
sedated.
is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like she just looks.
She has no emotion.
She is checked out,
like she gives
emotionless,
no craps.
or on something, because she just looks checked out.
No, I mean, she just looks, I I'm interested to see if they'll do anything further with her in this little anime miniseries, especially given how she progresses.
Do we know how many
in that,
episodes this is?
7 episodes.
7? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure the next episode will have to do with
And
Hot.
one
But
per
I'm
month.
curious. I really want. We were teased when the first announcement of this Twilight Wings series came out that we were going to get a Nessa moment, which I want because Nessa's my girl. I'm just interested just to see
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff.
I guess I imagine at this point they'll probably just make their way through the gym leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, there's only 7
I'll start to
episodes
pair
though,
'em up.
and there's 10 gym leaders in this region.
I mean, but given how emotional these have been, there is no
maybe
way
they
that these
won't.
go anywhere near the crazy, that they go down the crazy Rose route and show
Chubby
how awful
Pikachu.
of a person he is.
Oh, this will all be done to somewhat quasi justify his heel turn. The sick kid needs there was a temporary power outage that
my
had nothing
God.
to do
Yeah.
with energy shortages. I must destroy the world. That's there was a temporary power outage,
Yeah, it
sick
ain't
kid
gonna be
dies,
great,
he
whatever
goes
it
dark.
is. I mean, we know this is at some point going to get sad. I'm not sure exactly what point of it's going to. Yeah.
It's called Twilight
Yeah, it's
Wings.
literally
There's
angels.
no chance in heck that everyone lives through this. Twilight Wings, someone
Man,
is dying.
I did not
That
want to
little
put
kid
those. I did not want to
destined
put that
for
equation
the
together.
Great
But
Pokemon farm in the
Yeah.
sky.
Someone's dying. Fortunately, it's probably that kid.
good lord.
But I don't know. It's good.
Well-
I'm excited to see what's next.
Yeah. No.
As long as it's not immediate death.
How do you come out of that one?
Look, someone's going to
Yeah. Who's going to
someone's
die?
going to die. I can't wait
Very
to see
much
what
like a
happens,
Saw
guys.
moment here.
Let's just go to the Pokemon fact of the week.
Yeah, that's the segue.
Oh man, so we're continuing our little jaunt through the
They're really
Pokedex,
one of
and
your
this week
favorites?
we're to one of my favorites, Paris and Parasect.
Oh, okay.
This is
so before
well,
knowing
only
this
because
fact.
of this horrifying
not care.
Pokemon fact.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've known this one for a while. This one isn't it's some deep obscure secret. A lot of people hypothetically should know this. Parasect, the
I was
actual
not, but go
Pokemon is
continue.
not the bug. We're all aware of that, right? Yes. So this Pokemon is based off a real life mushroom that is called the zombie. It's called the zombie fungus, and it basically takes over the nervous system of bugs and controls them. And that's literally what's on Parasect's back. So the bug
that
itself
why it has
is
no
now
pupils?
just a lifeless husk, and the mushroom is calling the shots. So
Oh,
that's why, because
no.
it's a dead bug. Yeah, it's literally, this is a zombified host
So the
that's
Pokemon
been
is the
taken
mushroom.
over completely by the mushroom. Yes, it is. It is. They might not officially say that. They're just oh, the mushroom controls it. But it's kind of like Wobbuffet's real head. We know what the actual head is. We know that the bug is simply just a it's a host for the parasite or the parasect. That's why it's called Parasect, by the way, guys, if you didn't put two and two together, because it's a parasite. So yeah. Also, this fungus is actually used as a traditional medicine in China, and that gets referenced in multiple Pokedex entries. It's one of the few places where I've seen
It's
a
probably
real life
because the
country
people who
get
found out this fungus
mentioned
existed
in
and
the
made Parasect were
Pokedex. China comes
wait,
up and
they use this? What? What do they use it for? Oh no!
Yeah,
I'm
as an
upset.
aphrodisiac.
Oh, this has ruined me. I
Yep.
loved that Pokemon when I was a
Yep,
kid.
so in the-
I thought it
in the
was
Pokemon
fancy
world-
because I connected Parasect with Paris, and I was like, oh, this is a French Pokemon. I'm done. I'm out.
No. Nope. It's a parasite, and in China, apparently they breed parasects, harvest them, and use it as a
Oh, that's creepy.
Aphrodisiac.
I am so
those Pokemon
genuinely
get used
upset
in
this
very
This is a
unusual
good
ways.
one. I like this one. This, yeah. Was.
Thank you. We've had a couple of good ones. So I'll say between that and our last Pokefact of the week, which I still have nightmares about. Megan, did you know that Vileplume is a carnivorous
She's
Pokemon?
nodding in disapproval, but yes, Megan is well aware.
We're getting dark again, I see.
Yeah. Hey, I'm doing nothing. I am simply reporting the facts.
If you want more of those facts,
go
check out our
down this
library.
list.
We've got 40 other episodes. I had to check my card to see what episode we were up to. Full of Pokemon facts. So each one at the very end. Some of them may even have, there may be some 2-for-1s in there as well.
And they will scar you.
Every Thursday is when this show shows up anywhere you can find podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, on the website, wherever. You can follow us all on Twitter. We will make sure to let you know when new episodes go live. You can find me at Jim Viscardi.
I'm on Twitter at MegaPetersCB.
Tell all your
And
friends
I'm
about
on
us. And if you
Twitter at
really love the show,
Seahawker,
head on over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. We haven't done them in a while, but if we read your review on the air, we'll send you a t-shirt. That's all you got to do. Super easy.
Yep, Jim keeps promising that we're going to read
That's
them
right.
soon, so I'm sure that's why he's spending all his free time.
Well, I'm just going to read all the ones that just say you're a
collecting
terrible
those
person.
reviews.
No.
Anyway,
There's actually
we will
one of
catch
those
you
that
at the same time,
exists,
same
guys.
place next week. Catch you then.